required. Or at least full clearable. And Uncle just saying hi. Wow.
Picking up the power glove right off the bat there.
Alright, so if they manage to not get bombs and escape, they can just go around. And because it's early enough to talk about this, they cannot actually escape the rain sequence. We actually put an extra guard right there next to that rock so they couldn't, as you saw on B-Minus's end. And today's a fire rod. Just as quick, but not that good for grinding bombs, unfortunately. Let's hope they get lucky. Well, that happened. Alright, so fire rod escape should be a pretty quick one in here.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Only a few guards actually need to be killed in the basement area, and there are magic refills further on in the sewer section. So they shouldn't have too much trouble getting through this opening section.
Yeah, like I've said, fire rod is fast. It's got plenty of ammo. It can do the job really quick. What it can't do is grind bombs.
That's true. So they are going to be... wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe pick off a couple of guards here and there, maybe on the way out, to see if they can pick up that fortunate bomb drop.
And one of the other things that is nice with the fire rod is its hitbox is kind of interesting in that you can actually sometimes get double kills with it.
Oh yeah, because the flame that appears when it lands will often knock back the enemy at first hits, and then if someone's right on top of them, they will go and run into that original fire, whereas the first one will burn up with its own fire. So yeah, it definitely helps out, especially against like the Gibdos and Skullwoods. That's one place where using a fire rod for the double kill is very helpful.
Yeah, I expect to try to see at least one double kill when you get down to the ropes. And interesting, B- going for the pot strats here, trying to conserve a little magic. Alucard, on the other hand, is just gonna just straight up burn the guard. And we get the map. So that means everything past the Dark Crossroads are going to be items, so they do need to find some bombs. But, thankfully, with the Power Glove, even if they don't find bombs and escape, they have the means to come back and get those items whenever they so choose.
Yeah, that's very true. There was a match I commentated about a week ago where one player got the bomb drop and the other one didn't, and had to wait a long time to come back to the back of escape to check those... those three chests.
I commentated a race earlier last week, actually I think it was yesterday even, in which both runners actually had first chest boots, still grinding for a bomb anyway. Even though you can actually bonk that wall open.
Yeah, there are, for those who are unaware and don't know how many people this is their first randomizer race seen, but there are certain walls in the game that must be bombed and others that can be bombed or can be run into with the Pegasus boots, and those are the ones that have the outline of the door like an archway on them. There are a few in Dark Palace.
And there is one that doesn't look like it in Turtle Rock.
Alucard picking up a little extra magic there on his way through. Smart move.
Yeah, he's probably gonna cast a little bit here on trying to kill some ropes. And no dice. Yeah, instead of wasting his last little bit of magic, he's gonna conserve it. Now, there is a bunch of rats here that you can probably get a multi-kill off of, but B- and Alucard opting not to do them, which is safe in terms of Alucard. Doesn't want to miss that last shot.
He is picking up a couple of extra magic pots. B- is picking up a bunch of magic pots, probably because he wants to have little safety strats coming in here with the mice.
Yeah, Alucard will only have one shot to get this bomb drop. Gets a double kill, no drops.
All right, so Alucard is going to have to make a return trip to escape, but like you said, because he has the power glove, it's not going to be that far out of the way, especially when you restart from Sanctuary.
And it looks like B- will also not be getting those 3 items. And this will be bombs. Nope, big 20. Close enough.
I imagine they're probably going to find bombs in a chest in Kakariko, either in Blind's hut or in the well. I almost always find some bombs in there.
Alright, well, here we go now with the overworld proper. Alucard's going to be heading up north here. Most likely to check the poultry. Maybe even Lumberjack. Yeah, 5 rubies, not that bad.
It could definitely be useful in a pinch. And just 10 arrows from the crab.
I mean, it's a good source of ammo if you need it. And insult to injury. Bombs on Lumberjack Ledge when they needed him for escape.
And Alucard expressing a little bit of frustration there.
Yes. But at least Aghanim's not required for that. Well, we have yet to see, though, if he is required for our Darkworld access. Well,
big 300 at the mushroom spot. That helps.
Yeah, that's all the money they need for Kakariko. With a little extra left over for Zora if they need to go up that way. And Zora is also technically in logic. Blue mail.
That's an interesting pick, first off.
Can't do the 1 to 3 tree pull for that tier. No way to actually deal damage. I mean, yeah, I guess you can throw a bush at on the crows.
All right, and looks like Alucard is going to run down and get bombs first. He's going to check Tavern.
And there's a mushroom. Now, something interesting is the pile of rocks just north of Kakariko. One of them is a 50-50 bomb. I'm surprised that neither one of them goes for it, although I don't have all those 50-50 memorized myself, so...
And considering you need 3 to finish off what's in Kakariko bomb-wise, it's almost worth it at that point to just go ahead and buy them.
Yeah. Oh, Quake Medallion. Very interesting. That's actually an okay medallion to find. It's one of 3 potential that we need for Meyer and Turtle Rock.
Fisher-Price shield at the bottle vendor.
The second worst shield. I think the mirror shield's absolutely overrated. Fire shield, though, perfectly fine.
Just a big 20 in the back of the well.
Yeah, what else is in the well here?
There's
hey!
Bow and 300 more. Wow.
All right, so Zora is available.
And Eastern Palace is... Well, I guess not completely in logic, because we don't have... Well, we do have the fire rod, but we don't have a full-on light source yet.
Okay, 2 pendants in the light world. Desert being vanilla. Hera being our green pendant. Eastern, though? A crystal.
Yeah, in response to chat, the mushroom is used as a fetch quest to get the powder in vanilla. It's just a regular item in Randomizer.
Regular item that unlocks another item.
And given that it's probably going to be well on the way to a Zora check with the rupees that these guys have, we will most likely see that probably in not too long of a delay here. So not too much to speak of there in Blind's hut. Looks like just pretty much rupees and what, heart pieces?
Yeah.
And more ammo, yeah.
But given the fact we have 2 pendants in the light world, that means 1 medallion, I don't know which one, but it's at least 1 is required. Because Meyer and Turtlerock both cannot be the 3rd pendant.
We've got a full heart container there at the race game. Alucard is going to opt to skip it, and I think B- probably will as well.
Yeah. The extra health's nice to have, but they have blue mail, which makes them which is really good in the early game. And I'm sure they'll find plenty of help along the way. Alucard's going straight for those 3 items in the back of Escape that we missed.
So we have our first big route divergence here. B- is traveling on the desert. Looks like he's going to check... actually, looks like he's going to check the dam first.
Yep, doing the South Shore loop. Big 20. Heart container and ether. And with that heart blip I just heard, because I heard it get 2 recovery sounds, I think that was Sank Heart.
Yeah, that probably... I think that was, yes.
Alright, what is flooded at the dam? Those single 100 rupees in the item pool.
And hammer!
Very nice find. So, pretty much Aga is on life support at this point. If anyone wants an Agassi, you gotta wish for that Moon Pearl at Pyramid at this point. And I don't think I've seen it in this tournament at all. Which is unfortunate. Back of Saraslos, there's our red mail.
Wow. That is interesting. Wondering where the where all the extra hearts are going to turn up then. Because a lot of times we'll see the mail come up and just will not see much in terms of the hearts, or the other way, we'll see just a ton of hearts and no none of the mail until late in the game.
Hello, Sword in Mini Moldrum Cave. And the Moon Pearl! There's our Dark World access. Rip Aga. 15 minutes in, already dead.
And Alucard making his dive into Eastern Palace.
Yep, let's see what we got here. 3 items available. And honestly, I would probably, depending on the crystal layout of Dark World, I would just grab the items and leave. Unless you're comfortable with dark rooms, that is. Which I'm sure both of our runners are.
Yeah, at this level, you have to be able to at least get through the first couple of dark rooms in order to get through, even though that technically is a sequence break and is not required.
What the heck? Ice Rod Cave, giving B- the Master Sword. That South Shore play is indeed value. Wow.
And Chet makes a good point with with the fire rod, the harder dark room is able to be used without the torch. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Alucard full clear this here.
Yes. Even with the fire rod, though, by the logic, it is still technically a sequence break. They do not expect you to do any dark rooms without the lamp. They don't take the torch sconces into account that you can light up, that you can use to light the room up with.
And even so, there aren't any sconces in the early dark rooms.
B-minus getting his red mail.
Of course, we say that about the fire rod. Meanwhile, Alucard is out of magic, having taken some damage from the anti-fairies.
Yeah, man, anti-fairies, they deal damage, but they also drain your magic if they touch you. And they still drain your magic even through your iframes, which is even more annoying.
Yeah, they can be really frustrating, especially when you're just trying to smash through a dungeon like this. It'll be interesting to see how he handles this room here.
Well, we know there's an item on Armos.
And it will probably be the big key?
No.
Unless he picked that up already, didn't he?
You need the big key to reach Armos, but I did see map and compass.
Right. Yeah, I saw map and compass, so yeah, it looks like I guess he did get big key chest. My bad.
Yeah, I think the big key chest was the compass. Alucard coming into the pause here, which is a secret fairy room in this dungeon. Well, not so secret. There's warp tiles there for a reason. But it is unmarked on the map.
And Alucard did pick up a very lucky magic drop coming out of that room there. So he should be good to go here to the end of Eastern.
Yep. I wonder if any one of them will go for the quick hill on the Armos Knights. Well, we'll see. Alright, getting to the red Igor. Alright, Alucard does not have the sword, so has to do bow strats in this room. Very nicely done, though.
And remembering to pick up some extra arrows on his way through, too.
Yeah, wants to keep his quiver full, although he has more than double.
Well, he does now, but yeah, a lesser player may have just completely forgotten and gone through without enough enough arrows.
They messed up. The quick kill unfortunately failed on Alucard's end. He killed the wrong Armos Knight, and oh, Swagnet. So Eastern was a bust for items.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Do you think we'll see either of them dip into, well, obviously have to have them dip into Desert and Tower of Hera at some point, but...
I think B-Minus's play after he's done with Eastern will be Hype Cave. Because unlike Alucard, he has Darkworld access.
Right. Although Alucard is now making his South Shore play, so he will have his access pretty soon.
There is the hammer for Alucard. Probably wishes he had that in the dark.
In response to chat, I think that's because B- is playing on original hardware. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, B- prefers to do that.
It's not a classic. I actually play on a classic, and it looks similar to what Alucard has.
And the classic is, as far as I'm aware, a glorified emulator.
Basically, yes. Alucard picking up his fighter sword.
And now has Darkhold access.
Pearl.
So both runners now have Darkhold access at 21 minutes in, roughly. With some change. So now it'll be interesting to see if Alucard makes the play to Ice Rod Cave. And that looks to be the case. This actually be really good routing for Alucard to do this, because you do Ice Rod Cave, then Fake Flipper to either Hobo or King Zora, and just completely clean out Zora's domain. You could have done in one swift motion. Yeah, good on Alucard for getting the Master Sword here.
The only real downside I've seen to using the classic is that it's not as quick to do a hard reset. You have to do the shortcut to go back to the main menu and then restart the ROM. Whereas with the original hardware or with an emulator, it's just a click of a button.
Alright, so let's see where our Darkhold is. Turtle Rock's our last pendant, and Thieves Town and Pod are our 5-6. So, one of the few times in which Ice Rod is not necessary for the seed. So, that's the one item we don't want to see, for once. Meanwhile, B- killing off the Armless Knights. Piece of heart, air expansion, another heart piece. There's our lamp, and there's our heart container. So, would have been absolutely fine to do Hype Cave, Pod, Eastern. Although, no mirror, so would have been a little bit inefficient. And yeah, Death Mount is open. Alright, so we're here seeing the pyramid check as B- grabs the Ether Medallion. There is the odd chance that Bombos is required for Meyer, and we'll have to still find that.
Silver's on the pyramid, and he is going to go pick them up. That's going to make short work of a lot of the bosses here.
Yep, and with those silvers, actually, now has the minimum logic requirements to fight Ganon.
And with the lamp, everything in Eastern is now in logic, which is that appears to be where Alucard is headed.
Alucard's actually heading to Palace of Darkness.
That's what I meant.
And don't worry, it's easy to get the two backwards. They're in the same location on the map, just in different worlds. I think I've done it several times already.
I usually catch myself before I do it.
Heck, I sometimes get all the other dungeons mixed up. Anyway.
Meanwhile, B- is going to also check the map here on Dark World, and I think he's going to head up to Skull Woods, which he's got what he needs to finish that as well.
So both runners are going to be going through different dungeons here, so they might both find items here. Pod is the more item-dense of the two locations.
Yes, there are 6 items possible to pick up, or six items total you can pick up in Palace of Darkness. As opposed
5.
to only 5? Okay.
Yeah, 6. The only one that was 6 items in it is Swamp.
Right, my bad. So yeah, 5 items in Pod, and I think only 2 in Skull Woods.
And one of the items has already been found for B-. It was the Magic Cape. So very nice safety item to have, and also Bummer Cave is just right next door to the dungeon. Meanwhile, Alucard finds this big key in the first chest, which means Bo is required for this dungeon to even get in through the front door.
Response to the question in chat: when you have your, when you get your seed in the on the website for random, you can choose your sprite and you can choose what color your hearts are.
The color changes mainly for those with color blindness. But if you just want them because they look nice, that's okay as well.
The sprite I usually use is Zero Suit Samus, and I make my hearts blue. So you know, it all comes down to personal preference.
B- taking a death. I think that was actually an intentional one, trying to get out of the big key room. Nice bait there for the beetle from B- here. All right, so second item has got to be in the back here for B- to see if it's on the moth or not. Alucard's just finding keys. Looks like the rest of the items are in the back.
This is going to be an interesting fight for B-. He only has 5 heart containers and only 3 hearts right now. 2 now that he took that fall. He'll be able to replenish a little bit here in this room, but other than that, he's going to have to play it very careful for the Mothula fight.
Yeah, he does have the magic cape though. That was found. But Mothula, not one of the easier bosses, to be honest. And it's mainly because of the spikes in the room dealing, well, spike damage.
Right. No matter whether you have green mail, blue mail, or red mail, spikes will always deal 1 heart of damage when they hit you.
So yeah, very little room for mistakes. Nice dodge of that mini Helmasaur. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
He almost looked like he walked off for a second there. I think that's Alucard's first item. It was just bombs. Ten arrows. Ooh, B-. Oh!
Takes a death. Ouch. That does hurt. It's Mothula can be a really tricky fight because there's so much going on with the spikes and the floor is moving all the time. The thing I have to remind myself every time I go in to do a Mothula fight is don't try to finish it fast. Just be careful and dodge the spikes as best you can and get your hits in when you're able. Alucard picking up the tempered sword there, yes.
And big key for B- in the second chest in the back of Skullwoods here. And if I were B-, I'd check the chest and leave him off for later at this point. Come back with more health.
Looks like he did just take it, but he is going to come back later.
Yeah. Alucard is taking an intentional death warp. Looks like, based on the items, that maybe Helmosaur has the map? No, it's the last item. And given the fact that Helmosaur is a 5/6, best to get it out of the way right now.
Right, and given that he's already taken care of Eastern Palace at this point, this will mean he won't have to come back to this neck of the woods again, unless for some reason Sahasrara Green Pendant has something.
Yeah, and even then, that'll be a quick check with the Light World. Or a relatively quick check, I should say. There is the second item here for B-. It's just the magical boomerang, though.
That is correct. The red crystals allow you to access the big bomb at Dark World Link's house and blow up that one wall at the pyramid. That is correct.
Yes, and unless you defeat Aghanim, you actually need the hammer in order to get that bomb across, unless you do some glitches. They're minor ones, but still glitches, which the logic doesn't check for. And there's Butter Sword. It'll be tempered for B-, but ooh. What is this seed? It's giving us all the good weapons.
About the only thing they're missing at this point is the hook shot.
Yeah, and that hook shot is required because Swamp is a crystal. As is the flippers and the mirror, actually. Where are those?
B- backing out of Bumper Cave because he realized he did not have any magic to use the magic cape with.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem, unfortunately. Stun prize is just 5 rupees. And that was just 10 arrows from Alucard getting a return on his investment.
Oh no, according to chat, there are magic pots up inside the cave.
He probably also doesn't realize that you can get up there without the hook shot, just hugging the top side of the pit.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's something that I actually had to learn the hard way. So, yeah, it's not very clear that you can do that, but you can. It's pretty obvious that sometimes you walk along the bottom pits, but that's like one of the only ones I can think of that you can walk across the top. And yes, Butter Sword is our nickname for the Tier 4 sword, or as is known in the game, the Golden Sword. Because it, well, looks like a stick of butter. Alright, chess game for B-.
And it looks like Alucard is going to make his Thieves Town Dark World, Thieves Town / Skullwoods play.
That's 2 more heart containers in Village of Outcasts here for B-. I can't help but feel for him at this point, because those would have helped a lot on the Mothula fight, I would think.
Yeah, he was pretty close on that. So, you know, we'll see what happens after this. He may make another try up there, and then actually he also might go up to Bumper Cave and pick up the Tempered Sword before he gives it another try.
Meanwhile, that will be Gold Sword for Alucard, who is in the Skullwoods area, and we'll be picking up their Magic Cape right here, actually. So I was making the joke in chat that we're having a Garfield sprite and he's being used on a Monday. Oh!
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
That's a Frenchman little item right there. B minus finding the Titan's Mitt.
All right, so that's going to make Dark World navigation a bit more, bit less cumbersome.
And he will most likely go all the way to the end of this dungeon and finish it for the magic refill that you get for getting a crystal.
He is going to have to be careful here in the Hellway. Even with only 7 hearts, only 3.5 life at the moment. I've actually died here on more than one occasion, not keeping an eye on my health.
But a very good walk all the same. What do those mitts unlock, actually? Right now, I think those mitts only unlock Ice Palace, but we don't have the flippers. And just better navigation in the Dark World in general. And yeah, the Smiths as well. I almost forgot about them.
Yeah, it doesn't unlock a whole lot. I mean, it unlocks a few things, but it makes it easier to unlock a few other areas.
Yeah, let's hope the Smiths are not trolls and holding the mirror, or anything in the Smith loop for that matter. Alright, so Alucard baiting the Wallmaster down.
Yeah, because the last thing you want there is to have the Wallmaster pick you up as you're falling down the hole, which is possible.
And yes, Chad, either does kill Gibdos. The Ice Rod, on the other hand, only just freezes them. So there are a lot of ways to kill Gibdos.
And just the compass there on Mothula, but also picking up the crystal there. I think I missed it. Was there anything in the Thieves Town big chest?
Just the map. Nothing important this time. Mage just has a compass, so Blind has our last item.
You actually can get to the Light World by saving and quitting without having beaten Aghanim.
Yeah, that was a logic change that when it actually went live kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie.
Looks like Alucard's going to take a Death Warp out of Skullwoods here. Yeah, using the save and quit strats to Light World, you can do both the blacksmiths and the purple chest, although it is much more time-consuming to do it that way than if you do it with the mirror.
Although, with the logic in play, they can put the mirror... They can put the mirror on blacksmiths and or the chest, and I've seen it there. I think both locations.
Yeah, I believe the only way that you save and quit and start in the Dark World is if you have beaten Aghanim, Aghanim 1.
Yeah. But you also need the mirror as well.
That's true.
It does check for both. B minus. Now with magic, we'll go get that tempered sword. And Alucard is taking a death abuse here. Most likely to fill up his hearts.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move here. And looks like B minus is going to go ahead on and get his bacon sword now. And it looks like Alucard is also going to go up and check Bumper Cave, and he's going to be able to get his Butter Sword. Or is he?
No,
I think he's going to pass it up.
The difference between Mastered and Tempered and Butter is day and night, really. You really want Tempered Sword. Gold Sword, though, is just an extra safety at that point.
B- will be picking it up, though, as he will be as he goes through Pod, correct?
Yeah, most likely he'll pick it up along the way, unless that ends up being his Gomo dungeon. In which case, he'll probably just go straight to the Helmosaur and leave it behind. So, I'm looking here at the items we have available to us, and there's actually not a lot that can be on pedestal. Matter of fact, the only thing that I can think can be on pedestal that we would need is maybe the flute? But it's still far too early to think about that. We don't even know if pedestal's even available to us right now. We still need the hook shot. Oh no, we can get to Turtle Rock about it. What am I thinking? Oh no, yeah, mirror or hook shot, yeah. I spaced it out there for a second.
B- returning and finishing up his Mothula fight, whereas Alucard is headed into Thieves Town.
Yes, I want to. Alucard has made short work of this siege so far. Both runners have, even. They'll be on to their 4th crystal in the next 10 minutes or so. Or at least Alucard will be.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, well, it's actually fairly obvious. I think B- might check a couple of overworld locations and then zip over to Pod. That at least seems to make the most sense at this point. Although, where was the torch? Was that in Hype Cave?
That was in Hype Cave. Yeah, the lamp was in Hype Cave. Which, if you haven't done Hype Cave when you're doing Spin Flip, it's absolutely a fine play to do that. So, he might do that when he goes to turn in the purple chest, but we'll see. Actually, no, he'll just save quit it. Never mind. And this
He's also going to check the hammer room, too.
Yeah, this is a smart play because without the mirror, this check is kind of awkward to do, so getting it done before doing the Smiths. Very nice heads-up play from B-.
Silvers were on the pyramid.
Yeah. No way you were missing those if you were looking for them. Even then, both runners have Tempered, and I'm sure are comfortable doing the silverless strats. B- can actually do some of Pod, but he cannot complete it. As far as the rest of them goes, yeah, actually, we are out of dungeons to go look through. Very nice call in chat.
Flippers at the digging game. Okay.
All right, that changes things considerably. Now it's Ice Palace. The play is Ice Palace. Ice Palace or the Zora domain area. And if I were doing this, I would just walk up there. I wouldn't take the warp, because I would do the mushroom along the way. And just isolate catfish until I guess I do my graveyard ledge check.
Yeah, he's gonna check Stumpy here too.
And let's see what Stumpy has. Stumpy has the hook
shot!
We're suddenly finding all the pieces from Mire. Or, not Mire, Swamp. Alright. Swift Loop is absolutely the way to see. Alucard, though, will have access to the 5-6 crystal. And B- is riding over here doing the world tour. Gonna get their lamp.
And I can imagine from that point he'll probably make a quick trek up to Death Mountain at that point then.
No. You'd have to drop off the Smith first.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So he'll probably maybe save and quit, restart at Sanctuary, and then head up.
Well, there's Lamp first and foremost. Yeah, he's gonna drop off the Smith first before heading up the mountain, though, because the Smith actually does not like going into connector caves.
Titan Mitts were in chest number 4 of Thieves Town.
Also known as the Vanilla Big Key Chest. So we had French Vanilla Power or Titan Smiths today. There. I'm tripping over my own words. Again. For like the 50th time. B-Minus getting annoyed by that bee, decided to swat it out of the air. I think that was 17 or 16 digs? One of the two. And there's the fire shield that I know and love. Wish he had that for blind, probably, but still be helpful. And Alucard's about to get their hook shot now.
Now this also puts Swamp in, so I think B- will likely be heading down there now.
Nope. No mirror. You need the mirror to enter
Oh,
Swamp.
that's right. That's right. In that case, maybe he will be making the play for Pod, or
Yeah,
he might be heading up to Catfish. Oh well,
either...
no, without the mirror.
If he doesn't check, yeah, always going straight to Pod. He's not going to check the pyramid. Which Alucard did relatively early and got rewarded with the silver arrows, which made Helmosaur King a joke. But with the super bomb being unlocked from Helmosaur King, B- will eventually work their way to pyramid. And thus they will get their silver arrows that way, if they just remember to check that ledge. And Pyramid Fairy, actually not even worth the bomb.
100 will get you 25. Or is it 80?
And now it's 100.
It's 100, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's also 100 to just buy the bombs there, and it's actually a full restore. Just refill your bomb bag to its capacity. And we are seeing catfish from Alucard. This makes kind of okay sense.
Now we'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, this is a couple minutes otherwise, but really has no other good time to do it while he's in the area.
Yeah, and they don't have the mirror, which also makes it even that much more of a, complete one-off in terms of, going out of your way to find something. With the mirror, you could, mirror out of here, check the waterfall fairy, check the ledge, check Zora himself, and catfish is always just a rough thing to run into sometimes. And with just a big 20, it is definitely not worth it.
I'm not sure if it's 30 bombs or a full restore. Regardless, it's pretty close, yeah. And Alucard's gonna put those slivers to work. There's our magic powder on Lake Hylia Island, which is actually an item, but we do need the Cane of Samari to check that with the fake powder. We're just gonna see Hobo here first. Ice Rod Cave is already checked. That was our Master Sword.
And the Hobo has half magic. Where does he get that wonderful toy?
Maybe he was a banished wizard from the castle? The court wizard before Agatha took over?
Could be. Alright, and it does look like we are going to get a Zora check here. Or not. No, he's going to go straight to Ice Palace.
I mean, you just got half magic. Why not? I actually like this from Alucard. I really do. He's getting Crystal done, and then when he's done, if he gets lucky enough to find the mirror, he can just mirror out and continue on his exploration to Zora. You could alternatively be thinking, alright, let's just do Ice Palace. And then, after I save and quit, I will do Mushroom to Zora's Domain.
Yeah, and the fact that... I'm sorry I had to step away for a second. The fact that he has the half magic makes Ice Palace a little bit easier to clear, especially with the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah, Cold Stare fight, Fire Rod with an extra 7 shots at most.
Well, at the very least, a little leeway in getting through.
Yeah, it only needs half his magic bar compared to having all of it. And a textbook Stalfos kill.
I still have not mastered that yet. I'm going to have to break out the practice ROM and work on that one, because I just can never make that work.
It's actually relatively simple to pull off, I've found. You just got to make sure to put the bomb down where the pot is on the upper row, and then from there just execute. Just gotta time throwing the pot on the lower Stalfos.
Alucard getting the Ice Palace bomb jump on the second try. It's another one I need to practice.
Yeah. I will say this, Ice Palace tech is kind of very entertaining to watch, but at the same time also somewhat on the difficult side. And there is that Butter Sword for B-.
Alucard having just a little bit of trouble with the ice physics in this room.
Yeah, it's very hard to get down those stairs. And grabs a small key. We'll be going upstairs again. Using the sword to skate on the ice and control his momentum.
I like this play.
Yeah, he's just doing the most efficient way to full clear the dungeon at this point.
Alucard decided not to go through Bumper Cave to pick up his last sword upgrade.
Yeah. The 4 sword upgrades were in Mini Moldorm, Ice Rod Cave, Bumper Cave, and in the Dark Face here in Palace of Darkness. And there's the big key in its vanilla chest. It always gets me whenever I see something that's supposed to be randomized in its vanilla location.
Yeah, that can always kind of play with your head a little bit.
And so far, we don't have many items in the way here. Although, with 2 small keys, that actually means that Somaria is not in the logic here for Ice Palace. If they had 1, I'd be concerned. But 2 should be absolutely fine. Okay, so real quick check of the iced tea room. Second item found is just a bomb booster.
Yeah, B- hasn't been over to Pyramid yet. Yeah, he would have seen the silvers, and I think he actually is probably going to wait until after. Well, he has to wait until after this because he's got to check Pyramid Fairies. He may just be waiting to route that in at that point.
Yeah, and that's absolutely a fine play as well.
I mean, it's not going to save him time, but based on what he knows, it makes sense.
Actually, oh! Well, hello there, Alucard. Welcome to be going fast now. That was a sentence, gosh, jeez. Boots for Alucard in the Ice Palace big chest.
And coming up on the cold stair fight with a full tank of magic.
Yes, and B- using that gold sword, only 2 slashes necessary to kill Helmslor King. Gets just 10 free arrows that he could have used on him anyway.
So yeah, even though B- didn't have the silvers to make quick work of Helmslor, he did have the gold sword, which was almost as fast.
I would argue that that depending on how Helmslor moves, it might even be faster.
Yeah.
Because Helmslor is really fast in that second phase. You can easily sidestep your arrow if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And with Ice Palace down and the boots in tow, it's going to be Bonk Rocks. Alright, I can see a route here for Alucard's next set of checks here. Interesting.
The only thing is that he has all the crystals he can get right now without the flute or the mirror. So he's going to have to check just a few places here. And of course, neither of them have checked
the entirety of the
Death Mountain yet. So there's still a lot more places to check. But it does look like he is going to go up and check Zora's domain now.
So I find this surrounding somewhat interesting. I saw that he could do the Bonk Rocks as well as Graveyard, as well as not Graveyard, that King's Tomb. Then take the portal by the Mushroom House down here to actually wait, no, so that one does not link up over where I think it does. Never mind.
No, I think it actually would have made sense to go, like you said, go start at Sanctuary, do Bonk Rock, do King's Tomb, and then cut across, check Witch's Hut, because they still have not checked to see what the witch has.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was actually skipping the witch in my thinking. Zora, giving us our first bottle.
So we're going to be able to see what Sick Kid was holding out on us. I know that chat seemed to be a little hopeful that he might have one of our key items.
And Alucard will be checking the Bonk Rocks and most likely King's Tomb as well. Meanwhile, B- finally has the silver arrows. King's Tomb only having big 20.
Meanwhile, B- is going to go up to Catfish.
And Alucard is getting the witch check done right now.
All right, yeah, this one we've been kind of sitting on for a while. Let's see what she has in store. Silvers were on the pyramid.
Yeah, sort of. Also, technically, sort of a French villain item. It just wasn't in there.
And just a 50 at the witch.
Alucard doing a soft reset. And that's actually really smart here. He knows not to check King's Tomb now. And he knows not to turn to the mushroom, so he's saving it for the magic for the fake powder.
Ah, that's right. Okay. He still needs the cane, though.
So very nice heads-up play there by Alucard. B-, though, looks like he's going to the mountain. And Alucard's right behind him.
Of course, Alucard is going to have a little bit better time getting through the mountain because B- has not yet gotten his boots from Ice Palace yet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think B- has Ice Palace on that mind because he's worried about his magic consumption.
That's true.
But we know that Hobo has half magic, so it really is a moot point.
He will likely get it sooner or later. We just hope it's sooner. And Old Man has the mirror.
Is this even randomized? That's literally the item he gives you in the vanilla game. I'm not even joking.
So are we going to see a Hera check then?
Hera was already in the logic. Now it's just faster. Alright, Spectre Rock has nothing. And Alucard's gonna opt to go check Paradox Cave on the east side of Death Mountain here.
I think that's a smart play at this point.
Will B- follow suit?
Yes, he will.
And keep in mind, folks, Alucard started their mountain climb just a few seconds after B-. You can already see just how big a difference the boots are. This is like crystal clear how much of a difference having the ability to dash through Hyrule is.
It definitely makes dodging those rocks a lot easier.
And lower part of Paradox Cave not having anything good. Now to go to the other lower part. It's weird. But anyway, these 5 chests, 10 arrows, 3 bombs. I think it's so far. 20 rupees, piece of heart, and a big heart.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Now, something Alucard did here, which is actually very smart. He left this portal outside of Paradox Cave's quote-unquote upper entrance. And now can just mirror out and go straight to Super Bunny.
Yeah, that's smart routing on both players' parts.
Oh, I didn't see B minus setting that up.
Yeah, B minus did the same thing.
And nice block up there from Alucard. That's sort of like a 50-50 trick for me. I sometimes get it and I sometimes don't.
Yeah, I think I've gotten it once. It's I think it really is all about placement when you go to hookshot the second block. And nothing in Super Bunny.
All right. So Alucard will be able to almost full clear the mountain here. And
Yep,
I say almost because of Ether Tablet.
And
there's
the flute is on the floating island. He is going to go backtrack through Hookshot Cave before checking out Turtle Rock.
And with that flute, medallion pending. Tamarian, go. And yeah, rip Fed as well. Fed is dead. And Quake for Turtle Rock. Yeah, folks, this is literally Samaria and go at this point.
We're also not quite sure what.
Pending
we don't know what medallion for Meyer. Yeah.
And Chad is right. Bombos could also be on pedestal. So once Alucard's done checking the map here, the rest of the Dark World here, there's no doubt in my mind that Alucard will get that flute online and check the Meyer entrance.
Alucard cutting it a little close there, but got the cape on with just enough time, and just a bee in a bottle in the Burna Spike Cave.
Ooh, actually, Chap's pointing out something else. Alucard skipped Spiral Cave.
This is true. Yeah, I just noticed that B minus is headed in. We're going to find out what it is. But he is going to have to take the long way around.
If this is Samaria, B minus has unknowingly a huge advantage.
He has a huge advantage, but I wouldn't say how much of a lead he has, especially because we don't know. Sorry, I'm talking over the anthem.
And the duck is unstuck as Alucard has the flute online, and we saw that it was actually a good call that Alucard skipped it. Only 20 rupees there. So now it comes down to... Where's Alucard going?
Purple chest.
Alright, makes sense to me. Maybe even check Sick Kid?
Ah, good call on that as well, yes.
Yeah, just doing it all from the Dark World. We see B minus dipping into Hera. And Rich Sick Kid. And there's only 10 bombs as our first item in Tower Hera. And B minus is just gonna nope out. Oh, that's right. Alucard hasn't even done the Smith Loop at all yet. Alright. So that's the first bottle for B-. Also, I just realized Alucard's first bottle was paying 500 rupees from Zora King, and Sick Kid, its bottle would have been giving him 300 rupees. So, indirect good return on his investment. Or at least a decent one.
We're also going to see what K45 holds here.
Ah, that's such a dumb name. Cave Alpha Grove works just as good. And it contains just 5 rubies today. Zora's bottle was empty. But for Alucard, it was the first bottle he got. And yeah, Alucard's doing all these secondary checks here.
Just a bomb upgrade at the shovel spot, and he's not going to get it. And Alucard making sure to pick up the purple chest. That hitbox to reclaim the purple chest after you've dropped it is really, it's really touchy at times.
Alright, so let's see what Purple Chest is. This is new information for us. Oh, I flinched and thought it was the Cicada Samaria, but no. It is just a big 20. And Alucard's gonna go into Swamp. Again, taking advantage of the item density play.
Meanwhile, B- is going to take a quick stop over to Gina's cave. See if he's hiding anything.
And someone pointing out Magic Bat could have the Cane of Samaria, I just realized. We do have powder available to us.
Yes, this is true. It is on the island near Ice Palace.
And both runners should be feeling fairly confident with their combat skills at this point. 13 hearts, red mail, or the NMG runners are comfortable with 14 and green? Yeah. This is a good amount of health.
Not to mention having the fire shield.
Yeah. Alright. B- is checking Meyer area. Is Ped alive or not? It has to be Bombos here. It's Bombos!
Meyer is still alive, but that said, there have been many seeds that I've seen recently where the medallion is right on the doorstep of Meyer or Turtle Rock. So let's see what happens. You can still check Checkerboard Cave at this point too.
Alright, so there is a chance for Pedestal. It is a very niche chance. Actually, no, wait, Ped is dead. Or is it? I'm getting confused here. They need a cane, but Bombos can be inside Turtle Rock. Right. There's the cane, though! There's the Cane of Samaria! It's actually outside the dungeon! Alright. And there's the other cane on Alucard then! Alright, so it is Bombos. And nothing else.
Yes, but what do we need to get Bombos?
That is the million-dollar question.
Something tells me it might be on Magic Bat.
Could be a Magic Bat, could be here in Swamp. It can now be in Turtle Rock.
Oh, good lord, it could. It could be on Laser Bridge.
It could be in Desert. It could be anywhere. The only place it can't be is in Mire.
However, it does look like B- is going to go and check the island here, and he will get the powder. Will be interesting to see though if he takes this time to go check the hobo as well, and I think that is what he's going to do.
Will not be disappointed. That is where our half magic is. And Alucard is taking the time to go left side here and swamp.
Which, considering that we don't know yet where Bombos is, may be the right play.
And for all we know, we could also have a vanilla Bombos, I just now realized. Just need to find that book. Nope, there's the map.
Alright, and B- is going to make his play up to Zora's domain, and he'll get his second bottle and not much else. Oh, chat, that's sadistic, man. Book on pedestal?
Hey, it could happen here. We do have the flute to enter desert. At this point, pedestal is alive only because we need the Bombos medallion. Once that is discovered, it's done. And so is the rest of the seed. It's fairly interesting though. Bombos is our trolling item to seed. It's not usually a medallion. And actually, Ped's not alive right now either. Samaria's in Checkerboard Cave. Bombos is the only item we are missing. Yes, folks, pedestal is alive and well just for one item. But we do not have access to it just yet. Because we need to find the ice rod. And for all we know, the ice rod can be locked inside GT. That, of course, implies that pedestal is not required.
Yeah, I was going to say there'd be no way that it could be locked in GT if it is a pedestal seed.
And there's the compass from Argus. So, where do we go?
Yeah, there's also Mimic Cave that can check. And there's still one other chest in Hera. And 2 chests in Desert they can check.
I'd go check Desert. It's fast. And you're in the Mire area anyway.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alucard make a quick dip into Desert once he finds out he can't get in there without Bombos.
Gonna check the shed first and foremost. We already know that Samaria is at Checkerboard Cave because of B-. And B- will now be going into the ice pass and getting their boots. Alucard got visual confirmation that it is Bombos. And now has the Cane of Samaria.
There is also a magic bat, so they can they will be able to check that room. Looks like Alucard's going to run around and check Agina's cave.
Makes sense to me. Not quite a strike in the penguin bowling room, as I like to call it.
Yeah, Iceman, the Pegasus boots were in the Ice Palace big chest.
Yep, with the big key being vanilla. Alright, so... where is our Bombos medallion? I keep asking that, but once we have that, we have everything we need.
One thing we haven't checked is Desert Ledge.
Desert Ledge was checked.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, B- gave it a quick pass by while I was in the area.
But it looks like Alucard is going to make a quick dip into Desert.
I mean, like I said, he's right here. He might as well.
Yeah, and it's a quick couple of checks. This is not a long, especially with the boots, this is not a long dungeon.
Oh my goodness, it's so much better for boots. There's the big key on torch. So by sheer chance, if the big chest here has, or Lamolas have bombos, then boots were required. Oh yeah, Graveyard Ledge hasn't been checked either. Good call, chat.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge is another one of those ones that is really a pain to route in. Powder was on the Lake Hylia Island. If only 12th Dock, if only.
Alright, so item is going to be here in the big chest, and one is also going to be on Lamola's.
And it's the Bloomerang.
Alright, so Alucard needs to make a decision now. Does he go and fight Lamola's, or does he flute away? Gonna go ahead and fight Lamola's.
Again, it's not too much of a time sink, and when you know it's an item, it's the smart play to make.
Yeah. Also, if it turns out to be pedestal, he doesn't have to come back over here.
Right. B- is going to have to be very careful coming through here. He's taken some magic loss damage from the anti-fairies in that room there.
Yeah, but he should be fine. If he still needs more magic before going into Colster's room, he can open the side room and just get 3 more magic decanters there.
That's right.
I don't think they'll fill him all the way, but it should give him enough magic to do enough cast to open the door. And chooses to use the Cadus of Arya anyway. I guess Muscle Memory took over there. Just an arrow booster from Desert, and the blue pendant has been claimed. And the gold sword making short work of Cold Stare here. Alucard is heading to the Dark World here. Might actually be going to Graveyard Ledge first. Before conceding that, alright, it's on the mountain somewhere. So, something I want to ask you, High Def. if Gregory Lich is the book, do you double back and check pedestal?
That's a good question. Being up in this neck of the woods, I would be tempted to.
I think I would, just to make sure that it's not a pedestal seed before I go up the mountain, and just dip into 2 dungeons, willy-nilly. And if it isn't a pendant dungeon, or if it isn't ped, then I would check Bombos first. But it's just a piece of heart, so...
Alright, it looks like Alucard is getting ready to do the bat glitch.
This could save him some time, yeah. Just dumping all of his magic. Even though he does have access to the powder, he is not going to go pick it up. Alright, was the powder the answer? If it's not here, then it has to be on the mountain somewhere at this point. Alright, fake powder successful.
Just a 50, wow.
Yeah, alright folks. It's Hera. It's either Hera or Turtle Rock. I think Alucard will be checking Hera first. And something interesting I can imagine Alucard doing, but probably won't. Just do Hera, just Hera. Check Sarasala, and if it turns out that it's not Bones, then go back up and check Turtle Rock. He'll probably do both dungeons. And pray that he doesn't find Ice Roll along the way.
Yeah, that would stink to have, like, Sahasrara have the... Wait, no, to have Sahasrara have the Ice Rod after doing that.
But at the same time, if it is Ice Rod, then it's bad. Alright, so no coffee break just yet. We're safe from that. True Descent. I was mentioning that theoretical because Alucard actually cannot do or complete Turtle Rock. So he might just leave it until he can. Alright, so let's see here. Looking for the second item here in Hera. There's the key. Buttersore was on Bumper Cave. Alucard chose not to pick it up. And the only thing we're missing is the Bombos medallion. If we find that, Alucard is in go mode. Problem is, for all we know, it could be on pedestal. Because that option is available to us. It's not necessarily open to us because we are missing the Ice Rod to get red pendant out of Turtle Rock, but it's still there. There's the second item, just big 20. And the green pendant has been claimed by Alucard. Meanwhile, B- escorting the purple chest. Alright. So for this to be a pet seed, we need to find the ice rod in Turtle Rock. And nothing else.
Or Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
Which I guess technically is routed in as part of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Alucard is vastly ahead of B-. It's mainly because Alucard went into Ice Palace almost as early as he could. And, well, boots were in the big chest, so he's had that advantage for quite a long time. Alucard is leaving the mountain. Gonna check green.
Honestly, I don't see this as a bad play here, because regardless, some warping was going to need to be done just to get back down to Misery Mire. Now, of course, it didn't pay off, except for, you know, an extra heart container, but yeah, I don't fault him for taking that play there, because now we can go into Turtle Rock, focus completely on that, and know that the item he's missing is in there.
In there or locked behind it.
Right.
Let's hope that it's not on pedestal. I actually want... This seed's already been a troll. Because the seed is actually wanting us to have for our Go item to give us the most the most lag-filled and longest animation medallion out of all three of them for our Go mode item. And Chad, if you want to see Bombos on pedestal, you better pray that it's not actually in Turtle Rock in like the first 3 chests. Because I assume that once Alucard finds it, actually I know, once Alucard finds it, he's gonna just bolt. Yeah, folks, the only locations we have left right now are either book locked, medallion locked, or not medallion locked, ice rod locked, or just straight up here in Turtle Rock.
So Hospital had a piece of heart.
Yeah. Compass in the first chest here in Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, B- is working their way through Swamp here, getting the second and last crystal done. Yeah, as of this point, we've pretty much isolated every other location except for Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock has some form of progression in it, we just don't know what yet. Small MB key in the fire art room. If Alucard finds book in TR, does he know about or completes? I personally would say stick to the dungeon and try to minimize any extra dips that you have to do in this place, because this is a relatively long dungeon to double dip.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places to check here, and it would be kind of a pain to, you know, check one only to go check like 2 or 3 other places, and then come back and have to fight through all this.
Some people are wanting ice rod on the tablets and the book in here. and then just have bombos on pedestal anyway. Alright, so let's see what's here in the big key chest. It is just the map. Buff runners are now up to 14 hearts. Alright, folks, let's see what Mimic Cave has in store for us. If this is Bombos, I expect Alucard to find a way to mirror bonk on purpose or something. I don't know. And here in Mimic Cave, we find 300 rupees.
All right, so it looks like either Laser Bridge or that last chest there, or the big chest as well.
Now, there's also Roller Room. Don't forget that.
That's what I meant.
Our container. So Roller Room will have a small key, and Laser Bridge has another small key, along with at least 2 or more items. With the third one being either the Ice Rod, so we can fight Trinex, or the third item being on Trinex. And there are 2 because we have seen the compass. I don't... Oh, wait, we have seen the map. So, yeah, there's 3 items on the bridge.
All right, it looks like B- is going to make his dive into Desert Palace. First item is a red potion.
Second item, Arrow Booster. Small key. This is it, folks. Vamos! Go on, Alucard! It's dead. Although, given how close it was and how deep it was in to Turtle Rock, might as well be a pseudo pet seed at this point.
Wow. That is about as close to a pedestal seed as I've seen in this tournament. And at 1 hour 38 minutes, Alucard is in go mode.
And we will see not bird toss, but bird burn. As well it should. But I have to say, even though this wasn't a pet seed, that was an absolutely evil location for a required medallion. Deep in a pendant turtle rock.
Wow.
Nice fire rod strats here from Alucard.
Yeah, that was very well done in that opening room. And there's the ice rod. Oh, wow.
Well, that happened.
Wouldn't it be funny if the last item was the book on Vitreous?
That would be incredibly hilarious. I'm sure Alucard's getting a nice laugh out of that too. We can't hear it off his mic, obviously, but I'm sure he's laughing on the inside. Imagine if the requirements of the scene was 100%. This would have been an absolute nightmare. Alright, Big 20 is our first item here, and oh no, that's our second item rather, so gotta find that big key.
Book could also be in Ganon's tower.
And be honest, has gotten the blue pendant.
Alucard going into the cutscene room.
Man, what a seed this is. Oy. I don't think this is gonna be 2 hours or sub 2 just because of that Bombos medallion.
No, I think Alucard is going to make it sub 2.
If it is, it'll just be barely.
Especially if the Meyer doesn't cooperate.
Oh, it looks like Meyer's not cooperating. It's somewhere in the central area, or even in the next to the big chest, for all we know.
That's true. He has not checked the. I don't think he's checked the one that's blocked by the crystal blocks here.
Nope. So that means it's in the chest next. It's in the chest south of the spike room. It has to be, because the only other chests left are the big key chest and, well, Cold Stare. So
Vitreous. Yeah.
Vitreous. So it's right here.
There we go.
So there was a new tech discovered last week. Do you think we're gonna see it?
I don't know. It's still relatively new, and I know that a lot of people are working on ways to optimize the setup for it. But it looks like he is going to do cane strats coming in. Well, he has to do cane strats coming in the opening here. We'll see what he does afterwards.
Yes, folks, we've learned that you can do some interesting things with the fire rod here in the basement of Meyer, which allows you to activate the crystal switches without actually actually being in this room with them. Looks like Alucard's gonna do the good old tried and true, just hit the switches normally.
Yeah, I think the time save is maybe about 7 or 8 seconds, and if you don't get it right on the first try, it's probably a wise move to just go on and do it the normal way.
Yeah.
I think the reason that it works is it has something to do with the screen, the fire wrapping to the bottom, like wrapping from the bottom of the room to the top and hitting the switch. The game's weird.
I was actually watching someone who broke it down. It's something to do actually with elevation.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Alucard making quick work of Vitreous there. And with that, I think we are about ready to open our usual guessing game for which chest it will be for the Ganon's Tower big key.
Yes, why don't you go ahead and get that set up in chat while I explain to the viewers. So, folks, we have 22 items in Ganon's Tower in the basement somewhere, but only one of which is the item we are concerned with is the big key. Go ahead and give us the number, and if you are a supporter to the Speed Gaming Network, be it through 250 bits or more, or a subscription to any one of our channels, you're eligible to join our leader to try for a spot at the leaderboards here for your guess.
Alucard picking up a safety potion there at the witch's hut, which is not a bad play going in here. There have been a number of times I wished I would have done that going into the going into Ganon's tower.
So, Hi Def, where do you think the big key is?
That is a good question. Given how trolly the seed has been, I've got a feeling I'm going to say it's going to be on the torch on the left side.
Ganon's torch. I'm going to be fairly bit nicer. I'm going to say I don't want him to be trolled anymore. I want it to be a jet tower first chest.
Ooh, Alucard managing to slip past those dead rocks there. Those can be such a troll mob in this game when you're trying to get somewhere fast.
Yeah, can we make it so that they have the Link Between Worlds hitbox with the hammer? Just crush them. Alright, Alucard is now opening up the portals of the tower.
Yeah, I can definitely see Alucard getting a sub 2 on this. Again, depending on where the big key is. But given the level of play he's exhibited today, he's in pretty good form. I can see him making short work of the tower.
Alright. GFE has closed the game for us. Shoutouts to GFE, by the way. Haven't mentioned it all stream yet, but he is our tracker, and he did an excellent job thus far.
Oh, and Alucard is going to do left side. Is going to do right side first. Complete.
Right side for the small key. Makes sense to me.
He is skipping tile room, however, which, you know, I don't blame him.
You always save tile room for last. You're not going to do that unless you feel like the seed's super trolling you.
Which, considering the seed, I don't know.
Yeah, it's already done it. If it is Tyrone, though, then I think it's safe to say that Alucard's going to have him. Oh, no, it's chest number 3.
All right.
All right, folks. The big key was chest number 3. And it goes to Carleton SP. Congratulations on being the first Silver Sword to guess correctly. You get to be put on our leaderboards here. Let's go ahead and run on the save so we can get an updated list there. Thank you, JV. And yeah, there's all the people who have guessed right thus far. Huge tie for 4 guesses right now. But at the top of the leaderboards currently for this season is Alpha Channel with 10 correct guesses.
Quick correction to chat. Alucard does not have Butter Sword.
Yeah, Alucard does not have Butter Sword. He saw it at Bumper Cave, but opted to not pick it up, feeling that Tempered wasn't up for him. And quite honestly, it's enough for most runners.
Just means you have to do a little bit more counting on the Ganon fight, that's all.
Yeah, and if you're skilled enough, it doesn't really matter.
It also, the Butter Sword does make the gauntlet here a bit easier, but not by much.
I'll roll with that, sure. I honestly took a moment to think, and I couldn't think of any way we could make it faster. Because everything dies to one hit of the Tempered Sword anyway.
I could have sworn that the red dragon guys, they take 2 Tempered Sword hits, but I could be thinking of Master at that point.
Yeah, you are thinking of Master. It's fine. It's kind of hard to keep all that information up there. I even have troubles with it sometimes. So if we do see B- in Turtle Rock, he will eventually get Bombos.
But Alucard is making really quick work of this gauntlet here.
Yeah, with that early big key, yeah, I'm going to redact my earlier statement. He will be getting sub 2. Pending Ganon's not a troll with his teleports. As he sometimes does.
Even then, it shouldn't be too much to throw a good player like Alucard off.
Yeah, both these runners are very skilled. This should be a walk in the park for Alucard.
And just judging by his execution here, he has definitely practiced this a lot. And actually, according to his bio, he's got about a good 2 years or so of rando practice under his belt.
Yeah, not even going to opt to heal here with the fake powder. What was Moldorm doing in the corner there? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Moldorm 2 is down. And Moldorm's last possession is 50 rupees. And B- is now in go mode at a time of 1:51 and change.
All right, so that means that yeah, at about looks like B- is about 13 minutes behind when Alucard started in go mode.
What a pattern!
Oh, Alucard gets the triple.
Oh, misses out on that double there. Potential double, I should say.
Another triple to finish off the Aghanim 2 fight.
Well, one of those actually connected. I'm not sure if the other two would have, but yes, with
I thought
Aghanim,
they did.
It doesn't matter. With Aga 2 down, it is now time to fight the pig. With Tempered Sword, it will be 12 slashes or 6 spins for the first 2 phases, and then a slash for the next 4 slashes in phase 3, and then a slash and a silver arrow in phase 4, along with a little bit of magic usage.
I just noticed that the sound the bat makes is the same as your sword swinging.
Yeah, it kind of is. Oh, Alucard's low on health here. But this is an ideal position for phase 2, and he's in there.
And this actually makes a lot of sense because he did pick up a blue potion at the witch's hut before heading on up to Ganon's tower. So he's going to take that refill right here, so that he's basically well prepared for the torch. Hopefully to get the torch glitch coming in here.
Alucard might not need the torch glitch if he's got a good beat on Ganon. And wow, the troll teleports are real.
Oh wow, what's that, 7 now?
I think. Ganon? Ganon!
Ganon needs to take his Ritalin. That was 4.
Yeah, a lot of extra teleports here in phase 3.
3 on the third hit. Wow.
And that looks like a good double. Wow, a
triple!
An early triple, and that means one more arrow. Get your GGs out for Alucard. He will be moving on to 4-2 in our Swift rounds here in the standard tournament.
And yes, he is going to see a sub 155.
Yes, Alucard crossing the threshold with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 42 seconds. Time for another one? maybe not of this trolling nature. And Alucard's already waiting for us to pull him in. Congratulations on the win, Alucard. That seed! That Bombos placement in particular. Oh my goodness. Wow. You gotta be feeling pretty good about this one, though. It seems Alucard actually is having a little bit of mic troubles. We'll see about fixing them for us so we can do a proper interview. Are you back? Is it working this time?
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, you hear what I said?
I did not. I was not able to hear anything, sorry.
Alright, well, once again, congratulations on your win. This seed, particularly Bombos, was kind of a thing. Walk us through it.
Oh, man. I mean, I kind of like the start, other than not finding bombs in Escape. I was a little bit worried about that, but we got the gloves early, so I was, like, not too worried. But it was just annoying that I didn't find one early. But, you know, we got the bow, went over to Eastern. I thought that was just a fine clear just to get it done. And we got Dark World access, like, after Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, it was like 13 and a half minutes in for full, for Dark World access. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually enjoy having the openness. Like, that gives me some space to explore, because as you saw, like, I went to Hype Cave, and then I went over to Pod. I was like, I found a lamp here. This seems pretty good. Got silvers on the pyramid. Like, this is... And then I noticed that Thieves Town and Pod were the Pyramid Fairy crystals, so I kind of devised a route where I would do Pod first, and then I would go to Village of Outcasts, clean up, you know, those two dungeons, Skullwoods and Thieves Town, and then route south to the Big Bomb, and then go to Catfish. I was like, and that all kind of worked out. I mean, I was pretty happy.
Yeah, your routing in this was just spectacular, given the way the seed was laid out. You managed to get everything really well, and your early dive into Ice Palace definitely paid off in putting you ahead. B- definitely took his time to get to Ice Palace. I mean, he didn't make a lot of mistakes either. It just, with the way this went, you know, you made some choices, and he made some choices, and yours panned out, and his didn't pan out quite as well.
Yeah. Although we did find it kind of hilarious that after almost having basically what was a ped seed happen, with Turtle Rock having the Bombos die in the very last possible location, and then finding the Ice Rod immediately in Ice, or not Ice, Mire.
That was hilarious. I was like, please. If Turtle Rock had been a crystal, that would have been brutal.
Thankfully, it was just your red pennant, but we were actually legit worried there because Bombos could have been on pedestal. So that was nice.
It definitely could, and you know, I had cleared. That's why I cleared Desert. Obviously, there was an item at Landmo. There was an item at Moldorm as well, plus the green pendant. So like, made sense to clear those, and I really didn't want to go into Turtle Rock, and I couldn't for a while because I didn't have Red Cane. So that's why I didn't even bother checking the requirement, and I didn't even check the Mire requirement until I had cleared 6 dungeons, which maybe it was a mistake. I don't know.
We don't know where that book is. Most likely in GT, but pedestal was just a heart piece this time around, so nothing major.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't too worried at that point because literally I had Turtle Rock and pedestal on my plate. Like, I don't think I had anywhere else to go. So I was like, if it's on the pedestal, I think I'm playing this right. Like, I have a pretty good route, and I got boots like reasonably early. I think I had like 5 crystals before the hour mark, which I was happy about.
You had definitely made some great progress until you hit that the Bombos bottleneck. Yeah, chat makes a good point, is that the book could also be on Trinex. That's the only other item that we didn't really know where it was.
Yeah, I suppose that would have worked too.
But yeah, you are not quite done with your Swiss battle just yet. You have one more victory that you need to accomplish in order to qualify. Are you nervous about anyone in particular in that round 7 match?
I mean, I'm nervous about every race, but yeah, it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking. I'm sure whoever my opponent is probably going to feel the same way, so I'm sure it'll be a good match, no matter who I face. I just want to, you know, play my best and just have fun with it at the end of the day. I mean, this is all about fun. There's no prizes or anything. Obviously, it's fun to continue playing in the tournament, but at the same time, it's just great to be a part of it.
Well, at least even if you fail on week 7, at least you'll have the satisfaction of walking away with a positive win-loss.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, and that's that would be fantastic. I would be okay with that.
And B- is going to go ahead and do the full right side,
which we know is the big key. It was in 3rd chest.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. Like, once I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Because we had to do a lot to get here, and I found that in the 3rd chest.
Yeah, we were both hopeful that it wasn't in a trolley location. Because that Bombos was admittedly very mean already. And anything extra the C tried to troll you with would just be salt in the wound at that point.
Yeah, that laser bridge Bombos was pretty rude. But what was kind of insane about it is you had to like get Flute on Death Mountain, and then like go activate it, go to the Mire area, get your red cane, and then go back up to Turtle Rock to go through there. I was thinking about the logic, and I was like, this is disgusting. This is awful. And that was all required.
Well, you definitely handled it wonderfully, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on the seed here?
Not too much. Thank you guys for jumping in for commentary, kind of last second. Appreciate GFE on Tracker, and I'm glad we had a fun match here for you. Hope there's more to come, and I hope to get into that bracket stage next week.
Yep. All right,
well,
so
your chances are definitely pretty good for that at this point.
All right, so we got B- now starting their ascent up the tower.
Now, B- does not have a blue potion like Alucard did for the final fight. Do you think he might dip in here and pick up a safety fairy?
I mean,
we
got the no. She's not.
No. That said, he does have powder, so he can definitely make a couple on the way.
Yeah, powder being at the Lake Hylia Island.
He does still have a red potion, I think, though.
Yeah, has something to fall back on, if nothing else.
This room here is one of my least favorites. This one also being one of my least favorites. The ice rooms in Gauntlet are probably the most frustrating.
Yeah, I can understand that. If they're done well, though, they look amazing.
Oh, yes. And B- running into some of the same problems I have trying to use silvers on Landmos. Getting the timing on that, it can be rather tricky.
Yeah, and the timing was even thrown off for the one cycle because he chose to grab the fairy from the Bunny Beam. And the reason for that is because it gave time for the the land moles to spawn in. Alright, onto the torch puzzles. Waiting for the firebar to go across. And B-Minus is just playing it safe. Opening the Helmet Rune chest, piece of heart, and the compass.
Yeah, making sure to pick up that that last extra small key. I've had actually 2 races myself. Once this, once this tournament, and once on an SRL daily, where I completely forgot to bring up an extra key with me and ended up having to backtrack, which is never fun, especially once you make it through the gauntlet.
Yeah, it is kind of a pain. What's not a pain, though, is Moldorm2 falling to B-Minus's hands. And looting Moldorm's last possession here, getting the 50 rubies as well. And we see B-Minus's time return red. It looks like, missing his PB here.
Did get that quick, that nice boot stash through the through that last hallway. That's really nice to get once you can set it up.
All right, there's a single, and here comes that awesome triple pattern.
Nice.
And let's see if. Yep, gets a double on
Gets
that.
the double. Hits for the cycle.
If only it was in the opposite order, then it'd be 2, 3, 1, and I could make the Ocarina of Time joke. But anyway, it's now time for B-Minus to fight the pig.
He's going to have a slightly easier time with it because he only needs to do six hits compared to Alucard's 12. But at this level of play, it's almost trivial at this point.
Yeah, and with Gold Sword, it's only 6 slashes per phase for this first 2 encounters.
Right.
And opting to let that fire bat go off. So now the teleports are going to be a little bit different here for B-Minus.
Yeah, he's going to get the 7 that that Alucard picked up after the first hit.
Yeah, but now he's going to get another pattern random amount that we don't know about. And in case anyone is new here, we have preset. Get there. Let me start that over. Ganon's teleports, as well as Aga's blue balls, are tied to the seed. They'll be the same for every runner on their first attempt.
Well, it doesn't look like much difference there anyway, since there was just the single teleport. And he does get one off before the torches go out.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets that's gonna be single, unfortunately.
How can you tell if it's gonna be a single or a double?
He's gonna teleport immediately if he hits the edge, so as long as you can knock him towards away from an edge, you can get a second shot in. And sometimes a third. There is a very rare chance you get 4, but it's very situational.
Right. All right, and B-Minus has finished with an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 42 seconds.
Yeah, GG's. That was a flat 15-minute difference on the times. Yeah, let us see about getting him in for an interview here.
Yeah, Garfield does have the worst luck on Mondays.
Alright. We will be getting B-Minus in here for an interview, but in the meantime, these two runners put on an excellent show. Make sure to give them both a follow here. And we're joined by B-Minus now. GG's on the seed.
Hello, thank you.
I have to ask, that Bombos, how annoying was that?
Extra annoying knowing that it was literally the last place I checked.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it was also Alucard's last place to check.
Yeah, I don't think that location was what got me. I think it was that location combined with a poor first 40 minutes, because I don't think I played too hot there.
Actually, it was you guys weren't too far off. The thing that really seemed to make a bit of a difference was Alucard did an early Ice Palace dip and managed to pick up those boots right off the bat.
Yeah, that was the more I kept progressing, the more I kept telling myself, okay, things are appearing. I want to do Ice Palace and Small Palace in go mode, and then that never happened.
Yeah.
And I think it was just I did a lot of overworld checks, and it was very much against me going into pendant dungeons. And at a certain point, I was like, okay, Bombos is probably on pedestal now, because that's just what it seemed like. So it's just one of those days where kind of bad luck.
Yeah, and given where Bombos was, might as well have been pedestal.
Yeah, really. I mean, if I like. Who's gonna, out of those 3 pendant dungeons, who's gonna go into Turtle Rock first? Like, I don't know who would.
Someone who is taking a huge risk.
Yeah, that's basically it. So
especially without Ice Rod.
Yeah, and it was Meyer throws that right back in your face. Say, hey, congratulations! What lets you finish Turtle Rock was actually in here, but you had to go on Turtle Rock to get in here anyways.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully we didn't have to go back.
Yeah, really. I mean,
yeah.
What a slap in the face that would have been.
Yeah, B-Minus, by the way, if you would be so kind as to get us over to your collection rate.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't even realize I didn't hit a button.
No, it's quite all right.
I just, since there's a little bit of a downtime, I wanted to, there's like a 50-50 shot that I'll be restreamed in my last tournament race, but I really wanted to give shout-outs to everybody who's an admin or a mod for this tournament. I haven't had any issues in my 6 races. Everything's gone smoothly, and I haven't seen a lot of complaints in the Discord. Everything's been run super well, and I just wanted to let everybody know that those people who are admins and mods do a really good job volunteering their time and making sure everything goes really smoothly.
Huge shout out to Feasel, who's been just so great working with the speed gaming channels. He's definitely been doing a yeoman's job in terms of keeping things running.
Yeah, and speaking of speed gaming, make sure to give all of the speed gaming channels here a follow. We have speed gaming. We're on speed gaming 3 right now, but there is speed gaming the original, and then speed gaming 2, and then 4, 5, and 6 as well. But yeah, Minus, you will be going unfortunately into the 3 loss category, which has fairly low odds, if any, if none at all, to advance. But did you at least have fun with the tournament?
Absolutely. I think for me, I was a little apprehensive to join the tournament at first, especially when the the registration cap was around 100, but then they bumped it up to this huge number. And I think I was apprehensive, but I've had a super fun time doing it. So I think if anybody who watches this is either apprehensive about joining a community or racing games or kind of joining tournaments like this, just do it and have fun with it, and you never know what will happen. I didn't think I'd get 3 wins, honestly, and here I am, and 3-3 is a pretty good record to kind of talk about, and definitely keep me doing randos more, as opposed to if I went 0-7, I might just kind of hang it up at that point. But this was super fun, and I encourage anybody out there to, whether it's this game or another game, to just kind of take a step out of your comfort zone if you're a little apprehensive about something like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to encourage anybody who's interested to just try it out. There's daily races on Speedruns Live. There are weekly casual competition seeds on the Link to the Past Randomizer subreddit, which is ALTTPR. That's actually how I got started in it. And when I saw the tournament come up, I was apprehensive as well. I'm actually 1-5 right now. I was really close to being one of the 0-7s, but I went into this knowing that there was a lot of good players out there, and I was probably going to get paired up with a lot of them, and to just come in and have fun. So, yeah, definitely echo your sentiments, B- about just try it out. If this looks like any sort of fun to you, give it a shot.
And I will say this much: I didn't sign up for this tournament. I probably would have been at least 0-7 myself, because I'll say this much for you guys: your time right now is my average that you got today. Like just a consistent average I get every single time I do one seed.
Yeah, B-, your time today was probably is actually 2 minutes faster than my PB. So, yeah. There's definitely a reason why you were at a 3-2 match.
Yeah, I think a lot of ever since we got past week 2, every match that's had a 2-lot, like an 0-2 versus 0-2, or that anybody who had 2 losses moving forward, those seem like the most kind of, in my opinion, hyped matches, because we're racing for the tournament live, so to speak. We're racing the same brackets, and I think I encourage everybody to watch those 2-loss races now, especially the 4-2s. Those are going to be very tight, very highly contested, and the skill levels are going to match up, and everybody's going to really want to make those brackets, because it's the last opportunity to do so.
All right.
Yeah. Did you go into your 3rd round match at 0-2?
No, I found my way lucky enough to start 2-0, but I think that's where the skill level caught up to me, because I lost my next 2. I probably outkicked my coverage there a little bit, but I found a way to bounce back, and now I'm at 3-3, which is average. I figured I was about average at this point, and the record's kind of showing that so far.
Well, honestly, being in the middle of the pack out of 512 players is nothing to sneeze at. Definitely, winning against this pack is something to be proud of.
Yeah, I'm walking away from all of this very happy and pleased with my performances. Could I have done better today? Absolutely. It was there. I forfeited a match where I forgot to check Big Chest and Swamp, and there was a book there, and like, are there little things that I could have wished for? Yeah, but I started this tournament basically averaging 220s on seeds where I didn't really touch pendant dungeons, and now I touched everything, and I finished at like a 209. So I've gotten a lot better, and I feel really proud of that.
Yeah, I too have gotten my personal best down quite a bit since I started the tournament. So, yeah.
So, any final thoughts on the seed, B-?
No, the seed can go burn where it belongs. I do put the pressure on Alucard to win his next race, so I can feel a little bit better about losing to someone who made the bracket. So I'm putting the pressure on. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be in the chat taunting you the entire time.
Oh man, now I was already nervous.
I'm gonna have to.
The pressure is on. Oh.
Yep.
I'm going to have to watch the schedule for that and see. Actually, I'll check the schedule for both of your matches next week and see if I can get in at least to watch them.
Yes. And
yep. No,
so, yeah.
I just want to say again, GG's to Alucard. Like he outplayed me. Obviously, I don't think I lost anything. He won, and And it's just that races are like, this is what happens in one-on-one races are super fun. It's just anything can happen, and one decision can change things. And Ice Palace and getting boots kind of seem to change that.
Hey, GG, man. I mean, the dream's not dead for you. There are tie breaks and stuff. So
that's
yeah,
why I'm rooting. That's why I'm rooting for you to win next week.
And then you win the next.
Right.
I hope you win the next one for sure.
That's why I'm putting the pressure on you to win next week, because hey, that flip of the coin might go my way.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here. Make sure to give these two follow once again. And if we did mention giving Speed Network a follow, but we have more races than that. We host them on a different channels, the Link to Fast Randomizer channel. Make sure to give them a follow, as well as Link to Fast Randomizer 2, 3, and 4, so you don't miss any of the races that we have for you today. And yeah, shoutouts to GFE12, our tracker here. Make sure to give him a follow as well. And give High Def Lowmain here a follow as well. Doing an excellent job on commentary tonight.
And same for you, Wolflink. You did a fantastic job yourself.
Yes. So I don't know where we're going to be going to next here. I don't actually have the speed game schedule up, but from all of us here at Link to Fast Randomizer, we just see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.
Good night.